I'm still sick, so let's pretend this voice is sultry. I watched H20, and I didn't realize how into mermaids you guys were. Silly names aside, this movie is actually pretty good. As far as horror reboots go, this is a solid one. Infamously, this movie starts a new timeline where movies 4 through 6 never happened. I get it though, the timeline had gotten a little busy. Incest, cults, magic runes. At some point, somebody was just opening up a Dungeons and Dragons handbook and hoping for the best. So, 20 years ago, Michael got hit with a fireball, roughly the size of the Texas Panhandle, and apparently his response was, walk it off. Lori faked her death and went into hiding. Loomis lived a long time after that, and his nurse Marion, who plays this nurse in Halloween 1 and 2, cares for him in old age. And when Loomis dies, Marion took his files. And like a cicada with a knife, Michael resurfaced after 20 years, tracked down where Loomis had been living, found the files, and used them to start hunting Lori. This opening was surprising to me mostly because Joseph Gordon-Levitt shows up just long enough to get a hockey skate introduced to his face, which is honestly one of the more creative kills in the Halloween franchise. This movie really goes back to its basics with a strong focus on stalking intention. Michael comes off as singularly focused on finding Laurie, and I think that really works. The movie is a little light on explanations. Like, how did anybody survive that fire? I can kind of buy that maybe Michael saw an article about Loomis dying and that's what triggered him to come out of hiding now. Fine, but where has he been for the last 20 years? Living in a cave? Couch surfing? Hermit? I need answers. The timeline of things is also a little rough. Lori faked her death, started a whole new identity, had a kid, and somehow got her entire life together within about 3 years at the end of Halloween 2. That's impressive. Now her son John, played by Josh Hartnett, is rocking what can only be described as 1998 attacked my barber. Seriously, whoever cut his hair owes him financial compensation. He's 17, mad that his mom is overprotective, and gives Lori approximately zero grace, despite knowing that she survived the human equivalent of a natural disaster. There's a big field trip happening, and John wants to go so badly, but Lori is understandably reluctant. Eventually, she gives in, and this absolute asshat immediately decides he's going to ditch the field trip and stay behind with his friends. After all of that! Meanwhile, Lori is coping with approximately 14 prescription medications and enough Chardonnay to make every pharmacist in America sweat. Like, girl, read the warning label. So Michael tracks her down while driving the most conspicuous vehicle imaginable. Where did this car come from? Army surplus? A museum? Did he steal it from Indiana Jones? Actually, every car in this movie is weird as hell. Michael steals a car from the 70s at the start. Marion's driving something that looks like it's from the 60s. There's this bizarre military looking Jeep a mom and her child are driving for some reason. It's like somebody stole the keys to the automotive history museum. Oh, Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis's actual mom, is in this movie. She even climbs into the car from Psycho while the Psycho theme plays. It's incredibly on the nose, and honestly, I kind of love it. So, yes, all these weird cars were absolutely a deliberate choice, and someone on the production team had way too much fun with that. Michael sneaks onto the school campus, and we meet the security guard played by LL Cool J, who is immediately my favorite character. And it's LL Cool J. He can't die in a horror movie, it's illegal. He's writing romance novels and calling his wife on the phone, and she's hyping up his writing like it's about to hit the New York Times bestseller list. I want that level of support in my life. Meanwhile, the kids, who unfortunately suffer from being teenagers introduced 20 seconds ago, start getting picked off the traditional Michael fashion. The early kills happen mostly off screen, which actually I really like because it puts the focus back on the suspense instead of the gore. The Scream influence is impossible to ignore, though. They are literally watching Scream on the TV in the movie. But where Scream absolutely nails its teen characters, these feel a little thinner. Lori decides the best time to explain 20 years of trauma to her boyfriend is halfway through a makeout session. Bold choice, woman. But honestly, as horror movie boyfriends go, I kind of like him. He's a guidance counselor and he actually acts like one. His response isn't, you're crazy. It's, you've been carrying all this by yourself? Yes, we are here for the emotional support. Unfortunately, Michael reminds us that this is a Halloween movie and guts him in a nice callback to Halloween 2. Still not a realistic amount of leverage for one arm, but okay. The police response time in this movie is realistic. Marion calls the cops, and they're apparently waiting there for hours as the cops walk there from another county. But the rich private school calls, and suddenly they've unlocked fast travel. Lori spends the entire climax holding her own. She gets everyone out that she can, locks herself in with Michael, and I kind of love hearing her yell his name like she's about to beat his ass. Jamie Lee Curtis is honestly more fun angry than scared. And by the time the cops show up, Lori has stabbed Michael so many times she's basically trying to Julianne him. Then LL Cool J pulls her away, and I'm just yelling, "Let her cook!" Lori has absolutely read the script because she knows better than anyone that this man refuses to die. So she steals the coroner's van and drives away with Michael's body in the back. Of course, he comes back. She solves this problem by launching him through the windshield. Always wear your seatbelt. And then driving the van off a cliff. Michael ends up pinned underneath while Lori drags herself over with an axe to chop his head off. Now, I haven't seen Resurrection yet, but my immediate theory was that somehow this isn't actually Michael. Mostly because of this weird little emotional beat right at the end where he reaches towards her before she swings. Also, can we talk about Michael's hand? That man has the meatiest paw I have ever seen. They do this shot of his hand reaching toward Lori's, and it looks like he could palm a bowling ball while she's just got normal human hands. And then Lori goes full Henry VIII, credits roll. So I guess I'll find out next movie whether my theory was completely wrong. Overall, I really liked what this movie was trying to do. The mask continuity is rough. One of those masks genuinely looks like it came from the Spirit Halloween 5 minutes before closing. Some scenes are also so dark, I'm pretty sure I was listening to the movie more than watching it, but stripping Michael back down to just guy who quietly stalks people until your anxiety hits critical levels was absolutely the right call. Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic, and Lori finally gets mad instead of scared. I love it. Michael feels closer to his original self than he has in a while, and despite a timeline held together with duct tape and positive thinking, I had a really good time with this one.